At the end of my religion video, I said I didn't want to make one about social justice. Then I thought, wait, yes I do, that would get a shitload of views. As you probably know, I think of the social justice movement as a religion. What I mean by that is it's a faith-based ideology. All I really need to say is, listen and believe. Now I don't hate, let's call them regressives. I just think that the modern ideas behind feminism and social justice are hypocritical, to say the least. And the sad thing is that on a surface level, these ideas are good. They're about equality between races and genders. But I think that we all know the kinds of things that I'm talking about. The ones that make no sense, or just plain racist. To start with, the idea of gender identity makes no sense to me. So let's say you're born with a dick, and you can't help but think, wow, I'd really like a vagina instead. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I don't care, it's your body. But what does it mean when someone says they don't feel male? Think about this. Other than your genitals, what does it mean to be a male or be a female? Now obviously there are some other physical differences with muscle and bone structure, but I don't really think that those translate into emotions. So what are you talking about? Are you saying that you like to do things that are traditionally seen as the role of a certain gender? You know, you don't have to be a certain sex to like those things, because those gender roles are societal constructs. I mean, you did pay attention in those social justice classes your parents paid for, right? To say that you feel like a male because you like cars, or you feel like a female because you like cooking, kind of reinforces those gender stereotypes that you hate so much, don't they? I know you aren't talking about sexual orientation, and you can't be talking about difference in mentality because according to your religion, males and females are exactly the same. So what do you mean when you feel like a different gender? No, really, I don't get it. Someone explain this to me. Now, I hate political correctness. I've gotten in trouble pretty much my entire life for using the wrong words or making the wrong kinds of jokes or thinking the wrong things. Everything is always called racist. It's just like when Christians would call me a devil worshiper for liking dragons. In order to be racist, I have to, be racist. Saying certain words isn't racism, you idiots. Sure, it can be insensitive if the intent is there. You could say it's mean-spirited, but in order for someone to be racist, they have to believe that a person is inferior or superior to others based on their race. Saying something like, black people like watermelon isn't racist. It's not even saying anything bad. Fuck, everyone likes watermelon. When you say that something like that is racist, you're downplaying the effect of actual racism. You're doing the opposite of what you claim you want to do. You know what is kind of racist? The assumption that saying a certain word is going to cause people of a certain race to have a mental breakdown or develop PTSD or whatever the fuck it is you think happens. Because your thought process is that people of a certain color or ethnicity are so mentally weak that they can't handle hearing a racial slur. And that is racist. Now I know that maybe my definition of racism is not the exact textbook definition of racism, but I'm talking about the spirit of the word, the idea behind it, not the exact letter of it. Regressives don't seem to understand this. In fact, they'll change definitions of words to fit their religion, as if that somehow makes it different. And because of that, racism now means something about power structures of white males or some shit. Basically, according to their definition, social justice minority groups can't be considered racist even though they spout off racist ideas constantly. So here's my solution. If you're going to change the definition of racism, go ahead. You can have it. You can have a word to express the idea of marginalized progressive stacks or whatever the fuck. But now we need a different word to describe the idea of thinking that certain groups of people are superior or inferior to others based on their skin color. How about ethnicism, you ethnicists? And can we talk about Islamophobia for a second? Alright, I don't like Islam. I mean, I don't like most religions, and Islam is certainly one of them. Am I afraid of it? Shit, how can you not be afraid of extremists coming to fucking kill you for some bizarre religious reason? Jesus Christ, have you not been paying fucking attention? Some of these people are completely mental. Do you know what this means? This is the flag for an Islamic group in Algeria called, and I kid you not, the Salafist Group for Preaching and Combat. If a group of white American males got together and started the Christian Group for Preaching and Combat, do you think that it would be tolerated? Alright, so am I racist, or I guess ethnicist? No, because Islam isn't a race, you fucking idiots. It's a religion, an idea, and I'm allowed to hate an idea. Why do you want to make it about race? And why do you have such a boner for Islam in the first place? It's a religion that advocates beating your wife. It's a religion that advocates killing homosexuals. What is wrong with you? Here's something that's really going to make your head explode. The majority of Middle Easterners are Caucasian. Here's a little picture. It's a map of ethnic groups in Afghanistan. As you can see, Afghanistan is pretty diverse. They've got white people, more white people, kind of like a little bit Asian or something, really white people, slightly darker people, kind of like Turkish looking people. Whoa. Oh, here's some kind of brown looking people. And guess what? About 100% of the people I just showed you are Muslim. So maybe when people don't like Islam, it's more about the ideas behind it and not really anything to do with skin color. I want to talk for a second about Ghostbusters. People really don't like this trailer. I don't blame them. It looks like shit. Does it look like shit because women are in it? No, it looks like shit because the jokes are fucking stupid. It doesn't matter what gender the actors are. Let's do an experiment.
The power of pain compels you!
Yep, just as stupid. And there are a lot of stupid-looking movies with an all-male cast. So why the exceptional hate over Ghostbusters? Because it's basically a shitty-looking remake of a beloved classic. Now, I don't really care about Ghostbusters. It's a little bit before my time. But you're an idiot if you think that people are going to be happy about a remake to anything this loved. I mean, there are people who were pissed off about the new Star Wars, and that was a good movie. Also, aren't you just a little bit suspicious about the choice to make the movie's protagonists all female? I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but feminist, do you think that maybe you're being manipulated a little bit? Like maybe the choice was made specifically to try and get feminists and social justice advocates into theater seats? Just something to think about. Alright, now my final point, and this is something that's really going to piss off the regressives. There aren't very many of you. Yes, you're all very loud, but you're still a minority. And sorry, but minorities shouldn't dictate the rules for American society. That's not how democracy works. If you really want a society that functions in this regressively liberal way, move to Sweden. I'm not joking. Go to Sweden. They are the social justice utopia that you want. They will probably be happy to have you, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm Kothorix, and you have a wonderful day. So today's shoutout goes to Korvolf. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. You might remember this scene from my How to Be a Furry video. It's actually really cool to see people doing art of specific scenes like this. Anyway, check out Korvolf on Fur Affinity and Furry Network. I'll put those links in the description.